support for the Commonwealth rent assistance to make sure that that's fit for purpose and meeting costs. We think it needs to be reviewed because rents have increased 5 times more than what the CRA has, and that's for older people and younger people alike. One of the things that's really happening is we're seeing older women in particular. So there's nearly 500,000 older women at risk of homelessness across the country now, and they're often hidden homelessness. So they live in cars, they couch surf, or they're doing dog or cat sitting. And we really need to see, while we're looking at homelessness overall, we also need to see how do we start to address these issues for older women. And you're right to say that while there's general talk about housing, we're not sort of targeting in on those things. And I think we need to make sure that we look at, what is the plight of young people and first home buyers and how do we address that? But what do we need to do for older people as well who are in that situation and don't have a home to live in?
Are you hearing that there are more and more younger people living with their parents as well, which is putting pressure on them if they want to downsize or whatnot?
I think we do. I think we do know that, younger people are living at home for longer and sometimes needing support from parents. And that's where we do hear that older people are concerned about making sure that housing is affordable for younger people as well.
Now, what are the issues that you're hearing about older people wanting to downsize but feeling like they can't?
Look, I think the downsizing issue in particular is one that, we need to make sure that people can downsize. Often people will raise with us issues around lending and finances and how they can actually downsize effectively. Banks sometimes don't recognise retirement income as income in the same way, so it can be very difficult for people to finance that. But I guess our focus at the moment in the election campaign is how we make sure that there's more affordable housing, particularly for older women who are facing that homelessness issue.
Yeah, why are older women disproportionately affected by this?
Yeah, look, it seems to be a perfect storm of factors really, which can be, the gender pay gap over many years often leaves women with insufficient retirement savings, so they'll retire earlier but with less savings than men. We know that wages in, female-dominated industries are lower. They've often had career interruptions, so they've taken time off to care for a child, they've taken time off to care for a parent. And we know that some women, last year we did some work on menopause, we know that some women, workplaces weren't very understanding, so they left the workforce because of menopause and then tried to get back in and couldn't. So it's a real sort of mix of things that are happening that really makes it difficult for older people. And then, as you're saying, the rents are increasing and it's really difficult for retirees to actually afford appropriate kind of housing, and there's a shortage of public and community housing. So what we're really wanting is to see some innovation programs that might help older women, things like co-housing where, there might be individual private living spaces but shared community facilities and other ways that can be done to make housing more affordable for these groups of women.
Have you seen much movement in those kind of projects, the co-living projects for older people?
What we see is a smattering of them around the country, so we might see bits and pieces in one state or another state. What we don't have is an overall coordinated national cross-jurisdictional approach, and we think that's what we need to say, how do we all work together to actually develop innovative housing solutions?
Well, Patricia, it's been good to talk to you this afternoon. Thanks for the call.
Thanks very much for your time.
Patricia Sparrow there, CEO of Council of the Ageing Australia here on 666 ABC Radio Canberra. It's 6